The Browns and Harrison Bryant have agreed to terms on a new contract. It's a renegotiation there. 1-year deal, $1.75 million guaranteed, worth up to $4 million. Previous deal was $2.7 non-guaranteed. Bryant still hit the open market in the offseason. Jordan Elliott also has agreed to a new deal. Base salary taken down to the league minimum. Got a signing bonus of $490,000. Some incentives based on how many games he plays. Can be up to a maximum of $200,000 in his deal. The base salary and signing bonus fully guaranteed, which means he went from nothing guaranteed to 1.5 guaranteed. And when you look at it all, what it means, and this is from Jack Duffin, really good with the salary cap. The Browns are now 16.889 and some change under the salary cap. Bryant's deal 1.75, Elliott's 1.7. It's important to remember, just because they have $16 million in cap space doesn't mean they're going to spend $16 million. They have to roll over some of that cap space to next year because they're already over the cap for next year. But they do have some room and some money to move, and you can be sure, we know if Andrew Berry is connected to these guys, he's talking.
Yeah, and look at the number. The number is, remember, Odell Beckham Jr. got $15 million guaranteed. At the last second, and I'll credit Jason Lloyd for saying that. He was on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. He said, listen, I'm for it if they're for it. He said, at the end of the day, when you're looking at a situation, whether or not they're going to bring in DeAndre Hopkins or anybody else, if Deshaun Watson wants DeAndre Hopkins and DeAndre Hopkins wants to be here, they'll get it done, right? Like, if Deshaun Watson is really a proponent of, I want DeAndre Hopkins, I feel this is going to do a lot for our team. Our offense will run better. I'm comfortable with him. He goes to, he don't even got to go to ownership. I mean, he can go to Stefanski. He can go to Van Pelt. They'll get the message. He go to Jimmy or D or Stefanski and say, this is what I would like to get. And then they'll reach out to DeAndre Hopkins because the ball is in his court. It's up to him if he wants to come here and be play in Cleveland. Because, one thing that we can't do, he hasn't done much talking. And DeAndre Hopkins has never been a very vocal person in the media anyway. So we can't just jump to the conclusion thinking that DeAndre Hopkins, wants to be a Cleveland Brown. He wants to play in Cleveland. He wants to come to a traditional cold weather city where he's played in warm cities. We can't say that, we don't know what his family situation is. We don't know how much money he really wants, right? And we don't know whether or not he's at the point of his career where he's putting winning over money. Sometimes people can, and I'm not saying I don't know his finances, but sometimes, when you're trying to live, you do things with, your money, you help a lot of people out. Maybe you have some business ventures that, you broke even on or lost a little money on. And yeah, you're not broke by any stretch of imagination, but obviously you would like that little nest egg. You would like that last big payday. If he can get in one big payday and he figures like, yo, I could just put this away, you know what I'm saying? 16 million, 15 million, whatever the case may be. If I can get that from a team that is middle of the road, that really, they may not be the hottest contender, but we'll be competitive this year. And I'm going to have a chance to be a number one option. Both of those teams, the Patriots as well as the Tennessee Titans, he would by far be the number one option. So he still may want touches and targets and incentives and stuff like that. But I will say, a lot of people saying it's not likely at this point. I think Mary Kay reported on that. We have reporting there. We just mentioned that, says it's a little less likely at this point. But guess what? All it takes is one person to get on the phone and say, look, we'll throw a couple extra million on it. Or Deshaun Watson, because at one point in time, I like to, jog people's memories. Deshaun Watson wasn't coming here either. And the Browns kept going and kept being persistent, and look what happened. So anything can happen. I think the longer it goes without him having a team, the better it looks for the Browns.
I would agree, and I would say this. If Deshaun Watson wants him, you almost have to go out and get him. You are investing $230 million in this man to play quarterback. You've given up 3 first-round picks for him. If he says, this guy's going to make me better, you really have to do everything you can to bring him in, don't you?
Yeah, of course you do. And here's the thing. This is the little smoke and mirrors, too. Like, if you got Deshaun Watson, and obviously you have a you have a relationship with somebody. It's just like we've all had friends before. We may have worked with them. They're our buddies or whatever. But sometimes, man, you go to a new job. Your job is great. The office setting is good. You get along with your coworkers, but you know you got a friend who needs a job, right? So he tap you, hey, what is it looking like over there? And then you say, yeah, hey, put that word in for me, man. And you looking around like, all right, well, how much you looking for? And he throw out a crazy number, and you like, whoa, you didn't make that at your other job. And we know how you was at the other job. You had a lot of long lunch breaks, bro. I don't know if I want to put my name on the line for that. So what is Deshaun Watson going to say when they ask him, what do you think about DeAndre Hopkins? You can't say he's garbage. You can't say, I like him, but I like Donovan Peoples-Jones. I think we're good enough. We don't need him. So he just says, hey, he might be playing the coy role like, hey, look, listen, I can only make the phone call. It's up to, AB and Coach Stefanski to make that call. Because he might honestly like what he got. He may, for all we know, he might think DeAndre Hopkins don't have nothing left in the tank. And we would never know that any different.
And he's doing exactly what he should do. Publicly, he should be saying, hey, that's Andrew Berry's job. That's Kevin Stefanski's job. I'll make the phone call if you want me to. Deshaun Watson's saying exactly the right thing.